Today we're going to be finishing our market bag, and all that involves is making our strap. It's pretty simple. Essentially, we are going to do a straight row all the way across and then sew it onto the next end. There are 65 stitches around this, so unfortunately that is an odd number, which makes having a perfectly even amount of stitches on each side of the strap is just not going to happen, but it won't be really noticeable in the final product. So I think I've decided to do the strap 7 stitches wide. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave the stitch marker in for now and single crochet 7 across. And once you're at your 7th stitch, you are going to chain 1, and you're going to turn your work. So essentially just going to flip it. And the chain 1 gives us the height that we need to continue working our way up and down. So essentially you're going to do 7 single crochets across, and then a chain 1, we call it like a turn stitch, so like chain 1 turn. And then we're going to go back and forth, back and forth. So we're going to go into our first stitch here and go all the way back to where we had started. And from here, I'm going to take the stitch marker out because it's really easy to see where you're starting and stopping with this. Of course, got a little bit of a yarn situation. So again, chain 1, flip your work over, and go back. Chain 1, turn, as you can see, we are starting to build that strap. And I think this is the good thickness for this size bag. Let me try to fix my yarn knot. I don't know what has happened. Like I said, this was I had frogged a project and thought I had wound it up pretty well, but apparently not. So sometimes this just gets messed up. So there's our chain 1, and we keep going. I'll do a couple more rows of this, and then I'm going to pause the camera and come back when I've got this strap to the length that I want. And then I'll show you guys how to attach it and then how to finish the project. Doing something with only 7 stitches feels like it goes so fast after working with like single crocheting around. Did I chain one? I did. 65 stitches. We'll do one more. You hear my dog click-clacking in. All right. And there's our last stitch and chain 1. And I'm going to pause and come back when I have the strap finished. Okay, so I'm back with the strap. You can see I have it folded over. This was just 7 single crochets across. I haven't actually counted how many rows it is, but it was just to the length that I wanted to just go over my shoulder. Now I'm going to slip stitch to join, but I'm going to actually turn the bag inside out to do that, so that the seam is on the inside of the bag. If you're sewing this together with a darning needle, I would recommend that you do the same thing. It's kind of like sewing rules where you do all of your stitches, a lot of your sort of joining inside out. So here to readjust, line this up, and then take this off and line this together. I'm going to slip stitch. I'm going to do 2 slip stitches in the end stitches just for a little added security. Now the last stitch, slip stitch, and then another, oopsie, another slip stitch. Okay, I'm going to put the stitch marker back in so our loop doesn't come unraveled. Yep. And turn it back the right side. Okay. Awesome. Now, where's the thread? Our thread is here. This is the last, oops. And I want to do, I think, I don't always like the way that single crochet looks on the edges. So I'm going to single crochet all the way around this. So you're gonna make sure you put a stitch here, here, and here. So if you're looking at your stitches and you're going off the side, you can see where the loops naturally happen. This will add some stability to our strap, and it'll also just finish up the project nicely. I think it'll look much better this way. So let me kind of reposition all of this. So I have my working yarn where it needs to be, which means I have to flip some things over. And I'm going to just start single crocheting around. Okay. Now at where our strap starts, so I'm going to here. Again, if you're pulling your work a little bit, you can see the holes that you want to put your stitches in. So I just think this looks a lot cleaner. Okay, so this will be what that edging will look like in comparison to the two sides. I'm going to finish that off camera and come back with the finished bag. Okay, and that is all done. So I went and single crocheted around this whole side, tied off, and then did the same thing on the other side. I wonder if I can zoom out just a hair. And this is our finished market bag. This project was pretty simple, pretty fun. I really enjoyed making this, and I hope to use it when I go to the farmer's market soon. So thank you guys for joining me throughout this project. If you make it yourself, please tag me in it in some way. I'd love to see it. And again, thanks for joining me.